Damien in Manorville, New York. Hey, Damien, what's on your mind?
Hey, Tom, how you doing? I was listening to you earlier, and I was a little bit shocked how you were, talking about, we need progressives on the Supreme Court bench, not moderates, and you pointed to Ruth Bader Ginsburg as having this grand world view. Am I correct? Did I misquote you?
Well, she's made some decisions with which I disagree, others with which I agree. She is generally considered to be one of the more progressive members of the bench. That said, the Supreme Court is not even a centrist or institution to begin with. It's a very right-wing institution by and large. What's your point?
Well, the point I'm trying to make is that, she has made statements about that, we need to take case law from international courts and bring that into the decision-making of the Supreme Court. I mean, that is so out there. I mean, we're bound by the Constitution, not by the laws of other nations.
Yeah,
I mean,
and Ruth Bader Ginsburg never suggested that we were ruled by the constitutions or the rules of other nations. That comment you're taking wildly out of context. It was about how we live in an international community, particularly our laws. This, as I recall, this had to do with the Hamdan case, how our laws where we're actually going into other countries, snatching people illegally. We were snatching people off the streets of Paris so that we could then take them to Bagram Air Force Base and torture them and then transport them to Guantanamo, that we need to consider the laws of France in this case, or of Afghanistan. That is not an unreasonable position, Damien. It's not at all unreasonable.
Well, maybe not. Hold on. Can I just say one thing then about the judges? I mean, look, I want your opinion on this because it appears that whenever a prospective justice is going to be, they're going through the hearings, the congressional hearings, like with Sotomayor. Sotomayor was drilled on the Second Amendment, and she kept talking about Heller. And she said over and over and over again how Heller is established law, right, and how she recognized that the Second Amendment was a law and it was precedent is precedent. She kept saying it over and over again. And Leahy kept saying that I'm a hunter and I'm for guns and she's not going to take away your right to bear arms. And then when McDonald versus Chicago came across her, she dissented against the majority, and she said that the city of Chicago can take away your Second Amendment rights. It is not a standard right for you to own a gun. I mean, so she lied, definitely lied to Congress that she understood that Second Amendment was established law, that we had to protect it. She even
Heller does not say that the city of Chicago cannot have gun control.
No. Which in Chicago, in McDonald's,
Heller does not say that New York City cannot have gun control. If it did, there would be no gun control in New York City.
What she's saying is, she said, I recognize how important gun rights are to many, many Americans. And then what did she do? The first case that came across her desk, she tried to take away gun rights from. So this is
Damien.
Very
she's not trying to take away gun rights. What she's trying to do is empower communities to protect themselves. You're creating this false dichotomy. We live in communities. We're not just all solitary people standing here all alone, all by ourselves. There are some communities, when I lived in Vermont, you could walk into any gun store, buy a gun, stick it in your pocket, walk out. You didn't even need a carry permit. And it's still that way as far as I know. Vermont's probably one of the least restrictive states in the union. And Bernie Sanders is their senator, and he supports that. On the other hand, you walk into New York City, and the vast majority of New Yorkers don't want people walking around with guns in their pockets. And so if you're going to do that, you've got to go through a fairly exhaustive licensing process. That is not inconsistent with Heller. And that is not inconsistent with what Ruth Bader Ginsburg was saying. And beyond that, what's your point?
The point is that we need to be extra careful that, I don't care who it is, whatever they're going to be saying in the hearings, they're going to say what Lindsey Graham said, look, you're probably going to get in.
Well, let me give you a flip side of this, Damien. You got John Roberts and Sam Alito who came in and said, 1907. What's the damn law, Shano? What's it called? The Tillman Act. Isn't it the Tillman Act? No, I'm not sure. Anyhow, in 1907, a law was passed that said, I'm pretty sure it's the Tillman Act, that said that it is against the law to give money to federal candidates. And oh yeah, this is established law. This is precedent. I mean, it's been built on over and over again. This is stare decisis. And what do they do with Citizens United? They blow up literally 100 years of established law. Is it the Tillman Act? Yeah, okay, my memory is still functional. Thank God. So, yeah, I don't disagree with you that you're going to have justices who in their confirmation hearings are going to punt, are going to ignore, are going to obfuscate. This is why you look at their history as well as you can. But, the fact of the matter is that some of the more conservative justices have been people appointed by Democrats, and some of the more liberal justices, Earl Warren was appointed by a Republican, by Dwight Eisenhower. And boy, did Daddy Coke never let him forget that. I mean, he became the basis of the John Birch Society, impeach Earl Warren. But at least Obama is going to be making the nominations.